Why, good morning, everyone. It's Motivation Mornings with Marnie and Melissa. I'm Melissa Houston. I'm a health insurance specialist and financial planner in Victoria, BC. I'm sorry if you can hear my cats running around. They're a little active at the moment.
That's awesome.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, sorry, little distraction.
They just want to be a part of the call.
I guess so. So that's my share today is I have some very active little kitties today.
Oh, goodness. Good morning, all. And good morning, Maggie. Thank you for joining us this morning. Nice to see you here in the chat. So I'm Marnie Dangerfield. I'm a wellness and intentional creativity coach, also here in Victoria, BC. And today I'm going to share that I love a tune with a boogie woogie piano playing in it. There's just something about it. I just get happy all over.
And you don't hear it that often anymore.
No, and so when I do, it's like, ooh, yeah. Love me some boogie woogie piano playing.
So today we are watching Paris Walking Tour 2020 from Triomphe Arch to the Eiffel Tower 4K, posted on YouTube by Chill and Explore. I chose this today to commemorate the anniversary of the opening of the Eiffel Tower to the public for the first time in 1889 for the World's Fair that year. So that's why I chose this today.
Wow. Just learn things hanging out with you. And it's beautiful. Thank you for that. So just walking around Paris. So I'll just go over a bit of the agenda for today and we'll get started. So we'll hop into our value statement to set us off, and then I'm going to share what's inspiring me from this week, and then Melissa will share what's inspiring her. Then I'm going to share a wellness or well-being tip, and Melissa will round us out with contact information and close us out with the always inspiring and wonderful motivational quote.
Awesome. Or our value statement. Today we gather
in the spirit of possibility,
in support of community,
to encourage holistic well-being,
to empower our authentic selves,
to share appreciation,
to express compassion,
and to enjoy this gift of life.
Yeah. And if Maggie or anyone joining us live has anything that's motivating or inspiring them today, please feel free to share it via our chat function. That's one of the nice things about joining us live in the morning. We can be a little interactive. But in the meantime, I can't wait to hear what is motivating or inspiring you today, Marnie.
Oh, well, I can't wait to share, and you may be surprised.
Oh,
it's you.
Me?
Yeah. So you don't know this is coming, but yes, Melissa Houston, you are what is inspiring me this week.
Oh.
And so, and no, it's not just because, I would like to give a shout out to you because you're the reason we have this show, your care, your thought, your attention, and every week getting these videos and the technology behind it. You're the reason this exists and keeps going and is as good as it is. And, that's who you are for your work, for your volunteering, everything you do, that's who you are. And so just who you are inspires me in that because you're so thoughtful and committed and caring. But what happened this past week that's inspiring me is you launched your website. And it's beautiful. And I'm excited that I get to now share it on the Facebook page because I'm talking about it right now. But what's inspiring about that is, well, twofold. One, I don't have a website, so it's inspiring for me to do that. But I also know that it takes, similar to what I was mentioning before, it took energy, it takes care, it took thought to, a vision to want to create this website and to follow through on it. Took real commitment and time on your part. And so that is inspiring. And the fact that you knew that it was something that would probably be better if you had help with it. And so I know you got some people with expertise, the photography and the website building, that you allowed a team to make your vision come true. And I just really wanted to honor that this morning. And it's really inspiring me that it's, because I know for myself personally, sometimes I can do it alone and I'll figure it out. And so just that reminder of like, it takes community. It takes, we're not meant to do everything alone all the time. And just, and the result, this beautiful web page, which I just think it's wonderful and captures you. And so I just wanted to say that that's really inspired. You inspired me this week. So thank you.
Oh, that is so lovely. Thank you. Well, I mean, you're very right. Because you know what? It's funny. It's not easy to ask for help a lot of the time, at least for me. I can't generalize for everybody, but it seems like there are a good number of people out there that have trouble delegating, or it's just not easy to delegate. People like to either just have the control over it or just feel bad asking for help, or there's any number of reasons. And so yes, I did sort of ask for help in areas where I know others would do a much better job than I did. And it did take some time even with their help. And well, that's really nice, Marnie. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate the sentiment, and I'm glad that it's inspiring for you. I would love to see a website for all of the wonderful things that you do. So maybe one day,
Yes, follow your lead.
Aw. Wow. How do I
Yes,
follow
what's
up on
inspiring you?
that? Actually, I've had a very good week as far as feeling just overall more motivated and inspired. My husband's back to work, so I'm able to run in the mornings more, which has got me just physically feeling better. And I don't know, there just something has switched in this past week where I'm a little less in survival coping mode and a little more things are okay, and I feel like stretching myself again to look at longer term goals and um, yeah, just looking at growth again rather than just survival and coping. So it's been a really good week, and there's been a few things that have helped me with that. And one of them was a podcast episode, and that's what I wanted to share with everyone today. It was on Brené's Brown's podcast, which I know you are aware of, Marnie.
love this podcast. But sorry, yeah.
Have you listened to them all?
I haven't listened to them all, so we'll see if the one you're going to mention is one I've listened to or not. But
Yeah, so the podcast is Unlocking Us with Brené Brown. It's only been out since, I think, March. So it would be very easy for people to get caught up if they were interested. But the particular episode that I listened to was with Glennon Doyle, and she's an author of a book that was published in March called Untamed. And Brené was interviewing her regarding that book. And it was one of those experiences that had such powerful messages that it was almost to the point like, I need to implement this in my life, but it's so big. Wow, like I don't even know where to start. But wow, I can't wait to read the book after listening to the podcast. So that is next on my to read list after I finish the book I'm currently on, because I think it'll be life changing. I really think it's all about releasing the I guess the limits, you could say, that we place on ourselves. And she does approach it specifically about women, but I'm sure a lot of the messages could be applied to men as well. But there's a lot about the limiting beliefs that we have, how we were sort of raised in our culture, and they just talk about becoming, it's called Untamed. So it's releasing ourselves from the small thoughts, the small beliefs of what life could be. And it was such a wonderful thing to listen to, and I highly recommend it. We'll definitely be sharing it on our Facebook page. So yeah, give that a listen, and then if you like it, there's the whole book to look forward to as well. Have you listened to that one, Marnie?
I have listened to that one, and I got Untamed on Audible, so I've started it, and yeah, I just so agree with you and everything you said. And it's an amazing conversation. And yeah, and another one this week I listened to with her. She interviewed Sue Monk Kidd, and that was another amazing conversation on that podcast. But yes, what you're talking about is, I'm so excited that you're mentioning it and sharing it, because it's a powerful conversation. And yes,
yeah,
for us to become untamed, all these limits we put on ourselves.
yeah, because it's the kind of thing where you have to be aware that you are almost unconsciously acting on these beliefs. It's not something that you're always going to be consciously thinking. So that's sort of the trick, is to become aware of when you are unconsciously behaving due to these sort of ingrained beliefs that aren't necessarily true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh, so juicy and wonderful. And I can see how that would inspire you for the, like you said, going from survival to growth. I can see how this can be a catalyst for that.
Indeed. Well, do you have a daily wellness tip for us, Marnie?
Okay, so this week, had joy keeps coming to mind, believe it or not, during a pandemic, and connecting to what brings me joy. And I was going to bring it up today, and I noticed I was having some resistance to it, so I got curious about it. And it was almost like I had a story in running that was like, we're living in a pandemic. There's stress, people are sick, and it's it's not a great time, and to talk about creating joy in your life, that just seems insensitive. And so I'm calling myself out on that, because no, full stop. I think more important than ever to be mindful of what brings you joy and creating space for it in your life, for your own well-being and for our future. And obviously, yes, being aware of what's going on, and being compassionate and empathetic, and not saying kind of force joy. But I think in troubling times like this, and we've always had troubling times, but I think because it's on such a global scale and happening to us all kind of at once, that it just feels, that's why my resistance to the joy was like, no, it's happening everywhere. It's so big. And I felt into it. It's like, no, the way forward to a better future, there has to be love and laughter and joy. And that's what's going to carry us forward. And to really getting curious about how we can create more joy and more love and light into the world. And so for this week, I'm going to encourage you to connect in and get curious about what brings you joy. And say, if you have a few minutes after listening to this, to have a pen and paper handy, and just breathe, take a moment to pause and breathe in and breathe out, and just get really present in your body and this moment right now. And check in with your heart and check in with your body, and just feel into, to think about what does light you up, what brings you joy, and then sitting with that, and then just writing it out, just whatever comes to mind. No critic, no judging, no editing, just free flow, write on that piece of paper what comes to you. And then once your pen stops, you can have a read over it and feel what really connects to you. And my guess is there's going to be something right off the top that you're going to be like, that's it right now, that could help might help me create more joy in my life today or this week. And my encouragement to you is to act on that, is to commit to whatever that is, whether it's dancing to a goofy tune or doing something creative or going for a walk. I mean, it's going to be the soup to nuts. Only you know what truly brings you joy in a healthy way, and that I'd say now more than ever, even with what's going on in the world, that's an important place to connect to, because that lifts our energy, it opens us up to more choice and possibility. And I know yesterday I created the intention that part of my joy was going to be going for a walk in nature with a friend and laughing from a safe social distance. So I could envision that, and it was uplifting to know that was a part of my day, even with what everything else going on that I needed to do. It was like I had that light of like, I'm doing that. And then it was driving to go meet this friend in nature. A song came on the radio, and it was just a happy summer. Like, we had a beautiful sunny day here yesterday. So it's just, I'm driving down this tree-lined street, this happy song on, and so of course turn it up and just singing along. And so I just had this instantaneous moment of joy while I was on my way to another. And anyway, so it's amazing what can come when you set an intention for something. You never know what else might arise. And I think from that space, like I said, I think we create more well-being for ourselves and more openness to love and light moving forward. So that's me.
Awesome. Well, I think I'm definitely going to do that. Who doesn't want more joy in their life? And certainly
Yeah.
right now we could all use some.
And I think it's that reminder that we have that power within us at all times to
Yeah.
choose. And it's not about forcing it or grasping for it. Like, that's not what this is about.
Mhm.
It's really feeling into what authentically, and it could be something, there's no right or wrong in what comes up for you, but just something that will shift the needle a bit to just raise that vibration just a little bit of like, oh yeah, like just laughing at a joke. So I'm
Mhm.
smiling right now because I'm here with you wonderful people this morning, and that's bringing me joy. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Marnie, for that inspiring wellness tip.
Thanks for listening.
All right, I'm gonna wind us up here. I am gonna share our contact. Oh, that's not the button I meant to hit. This one is our contact info. All you lovely listeners can contact us via email at motivation.mornings@gmail.com. Share with us ideas, feedback, whatever you want to tell us. There's our Facebook page, MM with MM. I'll be posting the recording of the webcast and posting links to the resources that we mentioned in each one on there. And it's also another great way to communicate with us and the other people who might listen. And yeah, we have our Instagram, motivation_mornings_with_mm. Mostly reminders. I noticed this morning I forgot to post last week's quote image, so I will need to make that up at some point here. And then we have our YouTube channel, which is where the recordings of the webcast get posted. Feel free to subscribe on there if you're not able to join us live and would like to get updates on when the new ones are posted. And you can also comment on there if you had anything to comment about the webcast as well. And last but not least, our motivational quote for the day. Oh, hang on. I'm having some button issues today.
It's a button issue day. You're doing great. Just
There we
builds the anticipation.
Find the love you seek by first finding the love within yourself. Learn to rest in that place within you. That is your true home. By Sir Ravi Shankar. I don't know if I said Sir right.
So beautiful.
That was from the Calm app, just to give them credit, which I am still very much enjoying. And so that was just a lovely one that I wanted to share.
So beautiful and so true. It's, yeah, within each one of us. So key.
Yeah. Yeah. We have that place within all of us. Yeah. Well, I hope you all have a most wonderful Wednesday, and I can't wait to see you all again next Wednesday.
Yeah. Thank you all so much. Have a great, good kind day.
Yes. Take care, everybody.